What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube?
Sixers are in trouble. I need a top five.
Man, let's get into best of the week, man. What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube? Back for another episode of Charge It to the Game Sports Podcast. Got the fellas, Big Z and Jay, and very special guest, Michael Badejo. Four-time team captain, all SWAC defensive end out of Texas Southern University is joining us. Michael, man, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm excited, man. First of all, I appreciate y'all having me on the show, man. Great opportunity.
No doubt, man. But let's kick it off, man. Get straight into it. I mean, obviously, we know the draft's around the corner, and we got so many questions to ask you in so little time. So, wanted to ask you. I know you, like I said, the draft's around the corner. How are you feeling right now? I know there's a lot going on, and you're hearing a lot of news and a lot of stories and stuff like that. Can you tell us how you're feeling going into the draft, leading up to it?
Yeah, I'm just really excited. Being able to participate in my pro day. We only have one scout there, but at the end of the day, all it takes is that one team to give you some love, and
of course.
So after that amazing pro day I had, I'm never satisfied. I feel like I could have done better. But after that pro day, a lot of noise started happening. Social media started booming. So it's looking real good right now. So, just focus and just really humble about this whole process.
Dope, man. So I know you said a lot of stuff started kicking off once your pro day started. Was there one drill that kind of stood out to the scouts and stuff like that about your pro day, or was it just like a combination of everything?
I kind of say it was a combination of everything, but everybody's main focus is you're 40, and
Right.
I weighed in at 262 and I ran a 4.8 flat. So when I was training, I was running around the 4.7s and a high 4.6. But the 4.8, I'll take it, just because they see something, they like what they see. So if they like what they see, I'm gonna take that opportunity.
Right. That's what's up, man. But like I said, I mean, let's for the people that don't know you, man. Tell us a little bit about your history, like where you originally from, where you grew up. I know that everybody might know you as Michael Badejo, number one defensive end from Texas Southern University now. But tell us about your early, where you grew up, a little bit about your family and stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I'm from Arlington, Texas. Over there in the Dallas area.
Okay.
I'm a mama's boy, so me and my mom, we always talk to each other. We always praying every night. We're always on the phone. We could probably be on the phone, all day and talk about workouts or class or something. But I'm very family like a guy. I always talk to my siblings all the time. I got a big brother, a big sister, a little brother. So we always just messing around with each other, always showing love, and in the situation we're in right now, we kind of prayed about this time while I was in high school and even at my old college. So, being able to be in this position and go back and laugh about it with my siblings and my mom, it's huge.
That's what's up, man. So I know, tell us a little bit about your college. I mean, most colleges when you probably really start hey, I can actually play ball. You know what I mean? Were you heavily recruited in college? Did you play any other positions other than defensive line, or was that your original position, or did you play something else?
Yeah, so going through high school, when I first got there, I was playing running back and quarterback. They moved me around and put me at defensive end. I kind of just started falling in love just tackling people, other than people tackling me. So after my freshman year, it really came to my sophomore year where I started getting a lot of recognition. I just played straight defensive end, and I don't know how many offers I finished with my sophomore year, but it was a lot of numbers where it gave me a lot of recognition to a point where I was like, okay, football is where is my game at? I played other sports also in high school, but football after my sophomore season was kind of like my sport.
Got you.
So did you say you played quarterback in high school?
I played quarterback, my freshman year.
Wow, man. And the quarterback in the university, well, not university, but the great state of Texas. You know what I mean? So tell us about Texas high school football, brother. People go back and forth all the time. Is it Florida? Is it Georgia? Is it Texas? I mean, tell us about just that ring of players. I mean, you always hear a ton of great athletes, NFL players, NBA players. Tell us about playing high school football at the Texas level.
Yeah, it's very competitive. You know, you got guys that are just some go getters. You know, it don't matter if somebody's just last place in the conference. You know, that day you come play them. You know, that Friday night. You know, they're gonna come with it regardless. You know, it's always competitive. You know, it's always some trash talk there. Social media gonna get into it. You know, throughout the whole week. You know, the schools might come to our school. You know, after school, and do all that trash talk, just stuff for media. But it's huge. You know, everybody shows love when it comes to Texas football. It's very competitive, and I just feel like it's just nonstop.
Right, right. Um, Z or Jay, did you guys have anything before I get into the next question?
Nah, I have a question. So you played quarterback, right? What was the change when people saw you being the quarterback and they're like, wait, he's at the end? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah, that was one of them things that kind of like blew up on my social media when I first got onto Twitter. Hearing that I was going from quarterback to defensive end, like they was like a lot of negative information was saying like he's not gonna look good at that. You know, you need to just stick to quarterback. You know, but after I started getting, I remember my first sack. You know, my sophomore year on varsity. You know, after I started getting my spark going, people just started saying like, yeah, this dude is different. Like you're violent. Like this is your position. Like quarterback wasn't it. You know, it was a quick flip, but I mean that's just how it is.
I kind of figured. I knew we got some haters. I was like, man, I want to hear about that. Wait till I ask this question. All right.
Oh man, but hey, I mean, you can't knock it though. I mean, like I said, my man is heading into the NFL draft. You know what I mean? He's moving up a lot of people's boards. He's gaining a lot of interest. But back to the college thing, man. So ultimately, out of high school, you chose SMU. I guess tell us about SMU and your time there.
Yeah, SMU, it's a beautiful campus in Dallas. It's right down the street from Arlington. So I pretty much picked that school just because I wanted my people to come to the games, and I wanted them to come every single game, all my home games, and didn't want to miss the opportunity because I just feel like I always play at my best, especially when my mom's at the game. It's a beautiful campus. You're going to meet amazing people, especially the boosters and the alumni. You're going to meet a lot of people there. Even the players I met with, that was my class, that whole class was recruited from Texas. So, a lot of people up. So it was players that I already played against. And, even my roommate, Noah Spears, I played against him in high school. And, like I said, I still call him today. We were the best of friends. Even the coaching staff, the coaching staff was great. It was amazing. Probably, the best coach I've ever been a part of still to this day, just because of the connection and the bonds they had. So, yeah, I mean, even leaving there it was still kind of sad, leaving them, and even though they had a new coach staff come in, but leaving them and they left, it was kind of one of those feelings. It was just like, damn, like I got that connection. Like I do want to go with y'all wherever y'all go, but I split up in their different ways. So, I kind of ended up at TSU, right? Kind of where I was supposed to be.
Got you, brother. So actually head into our next question. Tell us a little bit about TSU. Like obviously we know you had a great, season there. You are highly recognized, all American and all SWAC and team captain 4 times. So that means if you're a team captain 4 times, you were a team captain your sophomore year or freshman year?
So when I got there, I had the red shirt, so it was technically my sophomore year.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
but,
sense.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, because just going to college and me playing college football, I just know how hard it is for young guys to come in and leave their mark. But the fact that a lot of the older guys looked up to you as, a leader on their team just goes a long way. And then you are all SWAC and everything like that. But tell us a little bit about your time at TSU. Like, what were some of the memories that you'll never forget and some of your best games and a little bit about your role there?
Yeah, I think a memory I'll never forget. It's not even about me. It was just about a few players that came on as walk-ons, but if you didn't know, you would think they're on scholarship just because of the way they play. It was about like 3 of them. I think after that 2019 season, we went in and coach coach had put them on scholarship, and I was just like, dang, like, they did it at SMU too, but it meant more at TSU just because I built a bond with those 3 players. So I kept telling, as a team captain, I kept, motivating them, doing as much as I can. to let them know that, whatever you're doing, it's being seen. Like they see that. Just keep doing, finish the season, keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna see the prize at the end. And then, sooner or later they got that. So that was a big thing with me. Just and also just being the experience of being a team captain 4 times. The team voted on me to be a team captain, so that's huge. I didn't put no foot in for that. I voted for somebody else. So that was huge, being able to have the opportunity to be as a young buck and then as an old guy, being a team captain. So, that's just huge. That's love.
That's what's up, man. So, go ahead, Z.
Well, I had a question about coming from TSU. I mean, as a defensive end, knowing the tradition and Michael Strahan coming out of there, Hall of Famer, all-time sack leader. What is it like playing the same position and knowing that one of the greatest of all time went that same path that you were on?
Yeah, it's huge. It's a lot of motivation. The fact that before I even got there, he did a lot for the school. And then by the time we got season going and all that, I think it was for that COVID season, we actually got on a Zoom call with him, and he was giving us a lot of motivation, what to expect, and what to do for the community as well. And I'm always big with giving back to the community, because obviously, like, this game is just not about me. It's about everybody else out there, and just opening doors for them. So he, like I said, he gave back to us. He got us new equipment, jerseys. So that's just things, a guy like him is supposed to do. And it kind of just opened doors for us to do the same thing when we're doing.
I feel you, bro. Tell us about playing at a HBCU, man. I mean, a lot of people that don't know, they'll, they might look at a HBCU as a school that, it's like, it's not at the same level as SMU or a Cincinnati or obviously, the big boy schools and stuff like that. But tell us about your HBCU experience.
Yeah, with me, you're surrounded by like-minded people, just like yourself, and everybody's always going to show love. It don't matter what you support. It doesn't matter what do you do. There's always that one person, that one group that it's always just going to support you, And I figured that out by finally going away from. I'm always going to football. So when I finally went away from football, I walked on the Tiger Walk, went into different departments, and I went to go talk to this other advisor that my advisor told me to go talk to go make a LinkedIn account, how we met. Right. So when I made my LinkedIn account and met those people in there, I built a connection for a lifetime. They're not even there no more. They got new jobs or whatever, but I built a connection for a lifetime in there that kind of opened my mind to go make connections with other people that's on campus. Like, you don't have to be athletes. It can be regular students. So I was just like, let me go ahead and take advantage of that and go meet with other people. And so by doing that, man, I probably made, the most connections in my life ever, what I'm saying, in college at TSU.
Right. I mean, thanks for explaining that, man, because I think HBCUs kind of get a bad rep, and I'm happy to see that a lot of these former NFL players and the Eddie Georges, the Marshall Falks, the Deions are going back to HBCUs. Oh, and Hugh Jackson. And they don't have to necessarily be big names, but they're helping bring recognition to HBCUs. But back to the football side of things, man, because I know we probably got a little bit less than maybe 10 minutes to hear with you on the show before you got to move on. But I want to ask you, man, I guess what positions can you play across the defensive line? Like, what do you think, NFL scouts and some of these teams are looking for? Like, is it your versatility? I was kind of looking at your film, and looks like you can play all the positions across the board.
Yeah, man. When it comes to that, even with with the meeting with the scouts, kind of the same question that you asked me. Like, they asked me, like, what do you see yourself playing, at our team? And I'm just like, the first thing I always say is whatever you want me to play, because at the end of the day, I can play anything you want me to play. But when we're talking about D-line, I can play across the whole D-line from a 5, 4, 4-eye, 3, 2-eye, nose, whatever, somebody wants me to do. 2019, I was playing linebacker a lot, and we had the 3-4. So I was at drop down, going to the flats a lot, or man on number 3. Things like that, I just feel like, like I said, I put a lot on tape, and being a versatile guy, I kind of just would do whatever for a team.
Nice, man. Tell us about your are you actually this is the first year for the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Tell us about that experience, man. This is the very first year for it. and you got to make history, man. You're one of the first guys, obviously with the group of guys that you went into that were, selected and participated. How was that?
Yeah, man, that was a great experience. Being able to play with the best of the best in the SWAC, the MEAC, and all the other ones too. It was huge just to be able to build those connections. That's my biggest thing. I like building connections because you just never know who you'll see later on. So building those connections I made with those guys was huge. Going through meetings, seeing what other coaching staff bring in and teach us. Kind of just take notes and just be like, my school didn't do that. I'm gonna take that in. I can use that down in the future. You go through the practices and you see how everybody else plays because obviously everybody else is playing with guys that you're not teammates with. Like you might have one or two, but now you're with a whole new group. You with guys across the whole conference everywhere. So being able to come together and play with guys, like I said, playing with the best of the best was a cool experience.
That's what's up, man. So as far as if you had to compare your game to somebody in the NFL now, who would you compare it to and why? I mean, everybody, obviously we know you're Michael Badejo. You're one of a kind. You're not this person, you're not that person. But you had to compare it to somebody. Who would you compare it to? What is your gameplay style like?
Yeah, I always compare my game to Khalil Mack. Watching
Nice.
his film and seeing what he does. I just see myself. A guy that's very violent, plays with a lot of energy, and he always going to the ball until the whistle's blown. That's one thing I feel like a lot of defensive linemen don't do. They don't run to the ball or they don't keep going until the whistle is blown. If the ball goes the opposite way, you see a lot of guys loafing. And you'll never find a tape or a practice film on me loafing to the ball. That's just one thing my D-line coach taught us, always running to the ball. If we don't, he's marking our name down and we got to do some punishment. So I just feel like that's just like a mindset in my head the whole time, when it's coming to that. But I just feel like, Khalil Mack, a guy that he's always violent. You just always get into the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, when I turn on the tape too, I mean, I see Khalil Mack. I see, like you said, very strong at the point of attack, a quick first step, ability to chop, dip, rip, get off the edge, to impose their will on the offensive lineman. That's a lot of what I see, man. I know, like you said, if you had to compare yourself to, but who's your favorite? I guess you would say defensive player or just player in the league. You would say.
Of course, we got to go to Aaron Donald.
Yes, sir.
That guy's crazy. That guy plays with a passion. He loves football. Yeah, that's a guy that would die for the game. So watching his film, watching his documentaries and interviews, and just seeing how he talks and just speaks and gives back to the world, like that's just something I follow. You got to be a follower before you become a leader. So that's something I want to do.
Yeah, man. And I mean, I don't know. You probably haven't got a chance to check out the full show, but as you progress in your lifetime, man, when you get a chance, check out the show because I find a way to talk about Aaron Donald every fucking show.
Damn right.
The guy is incredible. I mean, I could talk about the guy all damn day, but like I said, this is about you. But like I said, I mean, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. But as far as I know that you've been building up a lot of steam here lately, man. I've been kind of seeing the articles and a lot of teams reaching out and stuff like that. Who have you been having contact with? Who's reached out and has expressed interest in you?
Yeah, I spoke with a lot of teams right after Pro Day. Like I said, the Texans were the only team that came on Pro Day, and I spoke with them. And kind of after that, it was just a spark, I guess. Once I made that post about my points about how I got my Pro Day and stuff, my results. Once I posted that, a lot of teams were calling the agency and they've been calling me and been in contact with them. So you got like the Panthers, Seahawks, Broncos, Ravens, 49ers, Jaguars, the Cowboys, and the Jets. The Jets hit me yesterday and the Cowboys hit me today.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Right.
I mean, like I said, you gained a lot of interest and a lot of steam, man, and really quick. Like I said, the films kind of speaks for itself. Very explosive, quick, powerful hands. As a defensive lineman, man, what do you think is everybody has like their favorite trait, like you just strong at the point of attack, quick first step. Like, what do you think is yours? What do you think stands out the most for you?
Yeah, when it comes to like, a passing game, I think my first move always comes to like a fake bull to, bend around the corner. You give them a little fake bull, they react to it and that froze, and you can just bend around the corner with quickness. When it comes to run game, it kind of just depends on where the offensive lineman's demeanor is going. If his hands is turning red, obviously, his gloves, he's heavy on his hands. He's either blocking down or he's coming to you, but you can just tell by his eyes. If he glances at you and he looks down, obviously he's coming to you. He just wants to see where you're at. But if he doesn't look at you at all, he's going straight down to that 3-tech or that 2-eye. So when it comes to that, if he's coming at me, I'm always a guy that get engaged with him inside his chest, lock out, and I automatically snatch quick. Sometimes I lock out and look inside to see, who got the ball, quarterback or running back. But majority of the time, I like snatching the guy at his shoes and going to make that play.
I hear you, man.
That's a valid comment. If you take a man out of the shoes, that's goddamn.
That's what you got to do, though. I mean,
hey, for real.
The defensive line play is different, man. The defensive line play is different. In the trenches, it gets real, man. But I guess for the people out there, man, what do you think sets you apart from other players or defensive linemen in the draft? What do you think is the one thing or a few things that sets you apart from everybody else?
Yeah, man. Kind of what I told you earlier. I'm a go-getter, a guy that's always going to run to the ball, a guy that plays to the whistle. It's like I said, it's really rare for guys that just going to always run to the ball, that loves the game and has passion for this game. So as a D lineman, you hear a lot of people saying that y'all got it easy. Y'all got to run too far. You just got to run here. Nah, like now you can see the game is changing. Like they made a position called edge rusher now. Like,
yes, sir.
next thing you know, a 3-tech gonna be called something else. You never know. But at the end of the day, it's now the fact that we're not just linemen no more. We're considered linebackers. You got to run to the ball, and that's one thing I can say that sets me apart from everybody.
Yeah, I mean, and the way I look at it, and I mean, a lot of people feel this way. Actually, the NFL hierarchy actually shows it. The quarterback is probably one of the most important positions. After that, by far, is defensive end. Then it's like left tackle, right tackle, anything within that realm. Like you're playing one of the most important positions on the field, so you got to get pressure. You always got to impose your will, and you've shown the ability to do that on a consistent basis, man. But Big Z and Jay, did you guys have any other questions, man? I know Michael has to get up out of here pretty soon.
No, so. I was just gonna say versatility is the key. Having experience in the 3-4 and the 4-3.
Yeah.
Because I remember I'm a Steeler fan, and we had when I was coming up, we had Greg Lloyd from Fort Valley State, who played for the Steelers as an outside linebacker for years and years and years, with the Pro Bowl multiple times, and that's basically the same path. He was, I believe, a 6th-round pick of the Steelers at the time, and became one of the greatest ever. And it was just the versatility of being a defensive end in college, and then when he came to the Steelers, he played outside linebacker and became one of the greatest ever at that.
That's great. That's all it takes, man. It's just as soon as you get picked, even if you free agency, you get that opportunity, you gotta take advantage of it. And like I said, you could be a Hall of Famer just like that.
Yeah, and James Harrison was a free agent, undrafted free agent.
Yeah. Well, damn, one of the strongest human beings I've ever seen.
I'm about to say human beings in general, right.
Just period. But hey, we're gonna get Michael up out of here. Michael Badejo, everybody. So, Mike, thanks for joining the show, man.
Yeah,
like I said, peace and blessings and love to you, man, throughout the whole entire process. We're gonna let you get up out of here. Is there anything else that anybody you want to shout out before hopping off of here, man?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all having me on here, man. It's an opportunity. It's a blessing. Just talk about my story. You never know who's going to hear this, but my biggest thing about this is just opening doors for the next class. For HBCU, that's my biggest thing. But I gotta show love to my mom, my siblings back home. Arlington, Texas. Period. Definitely showing love to Texas Southern. I'm doing whatever it takes to put you guys on the map and also other HBCUs. So I appreciate y'all.
Really?
No doubt, man. The humble killer, Michael Badejo. All right, Mike. All right, man. You be easy, man. Best of luck to you. We'll stay in touch.
All right, that's cool. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
All right, take it easy.
All right. Yeah. Man. Michael Badejo, everybody.
Yeah.
Fellas, man. What do we make of that? That was incredible, right?
Yeah. No, I can't wait to hear it. To be honest with you, it is amazing how no one really showed it to the pro day, and then after he released the numbers, everybody's just clamoring like, "So, what you got going on?" I mean,
It's a pass rusher league, a hunt the quarterback league.
is.
Everybody is looking for the hunters.
They do say you can never have too many pass rushers. I do hear that.
You can.
DN to linebackers, outside linebackers, like you can never have too many pass rushers.
Yes, you can't, man. I mean, like I said, when you look at it, the NFL, man, they're doing, everybody's doing whatever they can to get a hands on a quarterback and an edge rusher. You got yourself an Aaron Donald, a Max Crosby, a TJ Watt. You got a chance to punish the quarterback on each and every play. You got a chance to, knock the shit out of Baker Mayfield every play. You know what I mean? I bring up Baker because everybody know how I feel about him.
I'm about to say, well, damn, here we go. That was a straight bullet. I wasn't ready for that.
I was gonna ask him. Can you please knock the shit out of this guy, please?
Out of all the quarterbacks, he may be the slowest. Yeah. I mean, consider
he can be caught.
TJ got him 6 times, 6 sacks, so he owes his record to Baker Mayfield's slowness. The sack record is basically partly because of Baker Mayfield was one of the slowest quarterbacks getting out of the pocket.
Yeah. But for the people that don't know, man, like I said, Michael Badejo, man, I actually met Michael via LinkedIn, man, and I'm not. If you know, you know. I'm not telling you my professional career, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. And you kind of just connected, man, and wanted him to come on the show and share his story. I went to an HBCU. He went to an HBCU. HBCUs, are now getting a lot of love. A lot of, like I said, a lot of coaches, Marshall Faulks, Eddie George, Hugh Jacksons, Dion's, are all transitioning to HBCUs, and it's a movement. And, if you're not seeing that, you kind of lost, because a lot of these, I think Dion pulled like the number 1 athlete, like last.
Yeah. Number 1 corner in out of high school. Did you see the news this week? Eddie George and Tennessee State going to play at Notre Dame. So for the first time in Notre Dame history, they're going to play at HBCU.
Right, and the thing is, you wonder why and how that happened.
I can't imagine what the check is like.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder why that happened. Though Notre Dame's head coach is an African American.
Marcus Freeman, head coach, Notre Dame.
Yes, sir. He made the deal.
And so he said they had the press conference, and he said, "I know I'm an example for others, and I'm going to do my part." And that's why they reached out to Tennessee State and signed the deal.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that, because a lot of these schools in the past, they used to sign the deals with the non-HBCU schools, the Akrons, the Buffaloes,
Notre Dame especially. SEC schools will play some HBCUs, but Notre Dame would only play, their standard Navy, Army, Air Force. They have their ties in with USC, but they wouldn't do this type of game. But Marcus Freeman, 6 months into the job, changed things, which is big, because the exposure they have the national. They have their own network, so Tennessee State is going to have the exposure of NBC on that day when they play Notre Dame.
Yeah, but
the players on Tennessee State's team have the exposure of NBC, a national game, national TV, where every scout in the league is going to be watching. So if you have
some of those guys,
that's a shot.
Yep, and some of those guys are definitely going to flash. Some of those guys, like, who's the defensive end? He's always almost getting a sack, or he sacked the quarterback, or who's this lineman? He keeps putting this guy in the dirt every play, or who's this quarterback? That gives you the opportunity for, on the national stage, to show, your superstar. But like I said, for the people that that are looking for more information on Michael Badejo, just Google him. He's a big enough name. If you literally Google Michael Badejo, defensive end, he wears number 1 defensive end from Texas Southern University. I'm actually gonna post his highlight video below this. So if you're on the YouTube channel, I'm gonna post it below this. If you're on the podcast platforms, you probably have to hop on the YouTube channel to take a look at him. And then obviously, as always, make sure you check out the Charger to the Game Facebook group. I kind of tend to post stuff in there sometimes. But like I said, good luck to the young brother, man. I know he has a lot on his plate. And like I say, he's gaining a lot of interest, man. Does he get drafted? Does he not get drafted? Does a team pick him up and he gets a camp invite? Either way, he's going to be on the football field somewhere. He's shown the willingness that he's going to play. He'll play anywhere along the defensive line. He didn't say it, but we kind of chatted a little bit before the show. He will play special teams. As you can see, he's very humble, but at the same time, don't take his humbleness or likeness for weakness. I mean, as we just saw, I forgot what he said, Jay. He said something. He was like, what did he say? He was like, okay, he said, lift you up by your shoes.
Oh, yeah. Man, take you out your shoes.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's talk from a defensive lineman, man. I mean, that's just natural talk. You know, I mean, that's you getting you hammer and nail every play. So he's showing the capability about that. But shout out to him and best of luck to him. But yeah, for the people that are tuning in for the football chat, man, Z and J, I know we didn't originally plan. Let's talk a little bit about what's been going on in the NFL, man. For the next few minutes, man. So I know it's kind of cooled down with the NFL free agency and stuff like that. But a lot of teams are going to be having these mini camps and not mini camp, but like workouts and stuff like that.
Draft is right around the corner. It's basically what.
Yeah, 3 weeks away from the draft. So how are we feeling about the NFL draft? I don't even know. There's not like a standalone player that people are saying like this is the guy. I think it's like Evan Neal, but he's like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean, or the defensive lineman from Michigan. But because if you think about it, Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback. So Jacksonville doesn't need a quarterback. They got the number 1 pick. So
let me ask you this:
they'll probably take that defensive guy.
I would say take the defensive end.
Yeah, but I don't understand the guy from Michigan. I don't understand why people are so highly up on him. He seems good from a college perspective. I mean, I thought it was the guy from Oregon. Was it Kayvon Thibodeau or something? But he's kind of dropped.
He's falling because of his size. Because he's he's small. And he's small, and he doesn't
like 240 small.
Yeah, but they're talking about in person. He's
short.
When they think of a top 5 defensive end, everybody thinks Chase Young, with that almost Adonis type of figure.
Adonis, yeah, I'm gonna say that man is stacked.
And when you look at Thibodeau, and you're thinking Chase Young, you're like, wait, hold up, what is this dude? Am I gonna risk a top 5 pick on this? So he's falling down the draft board.
Yeah, I was trying to understand why I've been so wrapped up in other stuff. Why he's dropping, and the guy from Michigan is now popping up. So he's small. Okay, that makes because he did look small on the field. I mean, he looked powerful. He looked fast. Don't get me wrong, but in the NFL, when they say squeeze a down block and you got to attack the offensive lineman, you can't use speed. You got to use strength. You know what I mean? And just him being short and having those short arms and stuff like that. I mean, the book is yet to be written on the guy and stuff like that, but that will knock you down in the draft. But as far as from a quarterback perspective, Z, I mean, you as a Steelers fan, I think you guys are going to be taking one of those quarterbacks in that first round.
We've looked at all of them. We've looked at all of them. So they absolutely they love Malik Willis, but I don't think he's going to be a 20 after the trade. So
hell no, he wasn't not going to
Philly
be there.
Traded a couple of their draft picks, and so the Saints look like they're going to take a quarterback. Saints look like they're going to take a quarterback. They got the pick right. They got the pick right ahead of the Steelers. So they moved right in front of us, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So they end up picking. So they did it strategically. So they moved in front of the LA Chargers to take a tackle, and then they moved right in front of the Steelers to take a quarterback. And so now the Saints got 2 first-round picks right ahead of the Chargers and right ahead of the Steelers, and the world knows Chargers are looking for a lineman and Steelers looking for a quarterback, and then those are the 2 spots New Orleans jumped into. So, hey, so Steelers they met with Ritter from Cincinnati. They met with, of course, they spent a lot of time with Malik Willis. Kenny Pickett, they know because he's in the building in Pittsburgh. So I think they're going to end up with one of them. They'll end up with a quarterback. But who knows? I mean, Steelers still need a safety. That's.
But why do you need it, bro? Your defense is already pretty solid. It's like your offense. You're gonna need some offense.
Well, we don't have a strong safety because Edmonds is a free agent, and Steelers have an offer, a low ball offer, sitting on the table. They told him go find you a deal. If you don't find one, come back. He still ain't found one. So that could be good. They could get a deal on getting Edmonds back. So that might work because they were looking at Neal, who just signed with the Bucks. So
the safety,
he's off the board. So
I mean, I'm happy with the Bucks. I did see that today. I mean, I think we did need somebody to kind of show up that secondary and bring the boom with Jordan Whitehead. Yeah, Jordan Whitehead used to lay people out, man. I mean, he was a powerful little dude coming downhill hitting people. Antoine Winfield was more like the free safety. Whitehead was like the strong. Keon O'Neal is definitely a really good safety. He's kind of a big hitter. Yep, he hits people.
And then they got the guy from the Giants too, the safety from the Giants.
Yep, Logan Ryan, right?
Yeah, Logan Ryan. Yep.
He has been playing forever. It seems like, man.
He was with the Patriots, then followed Vrabel. Anywhere there's a Patriot coach. Did y'all hire a Patriot coach? Because he was with the Patriots, went to Tennessee for a few years, went with Joe Judge to the Giants. Joe Judge is out of there, so he's in Tampa now. So y'all must have somebody who has a Patriot history down in Tampa.
Oh gosh,
yeah, Jay, I gotta ask you, brother. With the Washington, I don't know who y'all gonna take. I listen to sports talk radio here locally. Each and every day, it's like somebody new. You guys are looking at it. There's no
clue, bro.
Have you given up on them?
I follow them. I still follow them, but off season, it's not enough energy to follow them for off season. And then also at the same time too, Devontae Adams. So it's like, what am I really worried about? You know?
Right, you bring it on. And the thing is, bro, you're not the only person. Jay, for anybody that don't know, Jay been kind of like a lifelong Washington fan.
Hard.
A few years ago, he finally made the switch. Like, man, look. These guys suck. I'm sick of it. They lose every fucking year.
Look, I ain't saying all that. Look, I moved. Clearly, I moved. So this is what happened for going put out super bad press. I mean, no, that what he's saying is not inaccurate because we do suck, and that's part of being a fan. Very badly. It's part of being a fan. I'm kind of numb to that. But what happened was I moved for work purposes, and I've moved a decent amount away. And it was between picking Houston, which I will say this on the record, I don't like how they did our guy Deshaun Watson. So that was out of it. And it was between neighboring states like Arizona and you have Vegas. And for y'all should know by this time, Vegas is a wonderful city. You hear me? So that's what was true. That was chose. You know what I'm saying? And I did on the record. I did like Mike Mayock as well. So that's why I made my jump. And last but not least, Washington does suck. They do suck. They do suck. I still love them, but they do suck.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I got me a new girl. I got me the Raiders. So I got me a new girl. That ugly girl, you know what I mean? She stinks, she's fat. You know what I mean? Motherfucker can't cook, can't do nothing right. That's Washington. Jay got the little fly thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
If you know, you know. But, man. Hey, fellas. Oh, man. I'm going to ask y'all about the Bucks, man. We got Tom Brady back. I mean, I don't see a reason why. I understand Tarbo is the new head coach. And I'm happy that the press stopped with the whole Baker Mayfield thing because I could not understand for the life of me why the Bucks wanted Baker Mayfield as a backup quarterback for Tom Brady, man. I don't know what they saw on the dude.
No, that was
It's
Bruce
stopped
Arians.
now.
What Bruce Arians saw in him, because Bruce Arians loves him,
Yeah,
because
Bruce
he
Arians.
loves the gunslinger, take chances guy. That's his guy.
Maybe that's why they told Bruce to go sit down. Hey, Bruce, brother, you getting a little old. This guy sucks. Okay, you go in the booth. Let Todd Bowles, because you're
So what is Bruce now? He's an advisor to the front office.
Yeah, no
so
longer
ceremonial role, and then they put him in the Ring of Honor already. So that's your ceremony. Thank you. Is put his name on the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, they gave Bruce, because like I said, I turned around and Bruce Arians retires. Todd Bowles the head coach. There's something to that. I don't know, Bucks fans, what exactly happened, but yeah, they set him up really, really nice. And obviously, as we can tell, you can't listen to what all the media says, the NFL Network, the ESPNs, because the truth never really comes out. In my perspective, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff, getting out about it. But I mean, I don't really care. I just really want to get around to the season, to be honest. I'm happy Tom Brady's back. We're gonna be able to make a run for the bowl. Actually, all of our teams. Well, everybody knows how I feel about Mitch, man. Oh my God, he's just so horrible. I just can't imagine him out there.
I'm excited because they fixed the
You're
offensive
excited about
line.
Mitch Trubisky?
I am excited because
Michael, please break his neck. Break Mitch Trubisky up. Please get him.
Think about it. What Mitch, when he was with the Bears, he was in the Pro Bowl. He was in the Pro Bowl with Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. So there's a picture of him, Patrick, and Deshaun in the Pro, because of the draft. They came out in the same draft and they're in the Pro Bowl together. But from a Steeler perspective, they got him super cheap. 2 years, $14 million.
That's cheap for a quarterback.
And he can move around. They improved the offensive line. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball with Najee, run the ball with Najee.
Are they that improved though to run the ball? They couldn't run the ball at all last year.
I mean, but Najee's nice.
Yeah, they added 4 offensive linemen.
They did.
4. Yeah, they got the center from the Vikings, the guard from Chicago.
The guard from Chicago was great. A great pickup.
Yeah. So and then they re-upped. This is how messed up it is. So Chooks, a quarter for our tackle, who was a free agent. He's, in my mind, he's very average, but he's young. He's 26. Our old offensive line coach is with the damn Bears now, and he offered him basically a blank check to come to Chicago, and the Steelers had to match that big ass contract to keep him. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, why did they overpay him by so much? But he's young, and he's improved every year. I mean, he's not, in my mind, he's good, but he's not great. So whatever. We're overpaying for one tackle, but I'm pumped from the guards. So we're good in the middle. We got a great center, 2 great guards, and then Kendrick Green, the center who struggled, will go back to the bench where he belongs. He can learn and improve and hopefully get better. But it's going to be heavy Najee. I mean, Najee will get the ball. He'll actually have some holes this year.
Yeah, I mean,
instead of creating everything by himself.
I was gonna say this receiving class this year, man, is crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, through the 4th and 5th rounds and beyond, there's talent.
I was reading where there was 18 to 20 NFL receivers in this draft. Legitimate NFL receivers in this draft. 18 to 20 of them.
There's just so many of them, and the thing is, like, when you got guys like, I mean, if there's some guys out there that are good receivers that are free agents, they can't seem to get a great deal, like the Jarvis Landrys, and I mean Juju. He signed a little cheap deal with the Chiefs. Yeah. I mean, he found his worth, but
the real receivers are getting big deals, like Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, the real ones.
Diggs just got a huge deal.
Yes.
Look, that makes me nervous about Deontay Johnson. And the price looks like it's going to be going up and up and up. He's a free agent in 2 years.
100%.
And so next up is like McLaurin with Washington. I mean, he's waiting on a deal. And so the smart ones are waiting. No. The guy who Christian Kirk is the one who set the market like crazy.
Christian Kirk getting a big. He was like a third wide receiver for the Cardinals.
I know when they compared Deontay Johnson's numbers with his, Deontay Johnson had 87 more catches than Christian Kirk, 14 more touchdowns. What is Deontay gonna be asking for?
And NFL agents are gonna be like, look, Christian Kirk. The Jag just gave him money just to come there. Christian Kirk is nowhere near a top receiver. He's a good receiver. He's solid, but he's nowhere near.
That's why the smart teams, Tyreek Hill got done quick. Diggs got done quick. The next ones who are coming up are going to be McLaurin in Washington. It's going to be DK Metcalf in Seattle, and then probably Deontay Johnson in Pittsburgh. And so they're smart just to wait. Let the price keep going up and up and up. Deontay Johnson might end up being a $20 million receiver, which I'm sitting there like he's not a $20 million receiver.
He's not. I mean, if you're smart, if your organization is smart, you draft some young guys this year.
Yeah, they always do. Steelers always draft receivers. So they've done it for 20 years.
There's just so much talent in the NFL draft at the receiver position. But before we hop into NBA, fellas, I want to talk a little bit about the NCAA finals, man, for college basketball.
Fuck Duke.
You said fuck Duke.
Fuck Duke.
Bro, let's talk about that. My man, Coach K. My man went down losing to his rival in the final.
Twice.
Final four.
In the final four, semifinals. So he lost the last game at home and then last game of the season. Carolina got him twice.
We love to see it.
I'll say this, and Jay, I'm gonna let you chime in. I don't really like Coach K. The more and more I read about this guy, they've been kind of hiding a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff they've been trying to hide from the media about Coach K, and it's coming out. A lot of people that he's done wrong and said things to, and players. The way he goes about himself, you can tell he's kind of like about himself. He keeps saying he's about his players and all of this and that. It's like he thinks he's out there balling. He just comes off to me as just very selfish, man.
And then with the refs, I mean, he had
just
every advantage imaginable.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Z.
No, he had every advantage. I mean, and then think about it in recruiting. You're the U.S. national team coach. You make a phone call, you get LeBron on the phone to talk to a recruit. You make a phone call, all those players who played on the Olympic team, and you'll be like, hey, I was their coach. I mean, that was the recruiting, the biggest advantage he had. It was when he was also the national team coach. If you're trying to compete against that, how are you going to get the big recruits?
Right. Yeah. Oh, Jay, you had something? I know you had something. Why do you?
No, I mean,
you just don't like Duke?
I'm gonna say I don't really like Duke, but I mean, outside of that, Coach K, like the Coach K thing, like in my opinion, is that I really not feel too bad about him. I mean, he's a legendary coach. I'll give him that. That's definitely a program that's been ran, and he's been spearheading a lot of it. Like you said, there are some things that's come out, but at this point in time, are we really surprised about college stuff in general? It seems like it's always funny business.
Shoot, Kansas has been under investigation for 5 years. They won the national championship.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's always something crazy. But nonetheless, I think that Coach K I think Coach K with certain players, he really is who he says he is, but I don't really buy that he's like that across the board.
His players love him. I mean, his
players love him. I think he does treat those players well. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't have too much against him. I just does Duke. So the Cowboys.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I just never liked them boys. I was rooting for the UNC so hard. I even bet on UNC, man.
Did you see
plus money, weren't they? UNC
plus money. Underdog. Plus money.
Yeah, they were definitely supposed to lose. 100%.
Yeah, I took UNC with the. what's the guard?
The points plus 4.
Oh, he was going off, man. The guard with the little dreads and shit.
Yeah, RJ Davis.
Yeah, man.
And then the St. Louis dude who choked in the final game, but
Oh
went
yeah,
crazy in the
Z, I know you.
semifinal game.
You say he choked in the final game.
Hey, that's my guy. Though. He was killing him, but he didn't have a good game in the final.
Man, that dude was
look, man.
three for 28 shooting.
I thought I was 3 for 28. Jesus Christ! Oh,
And then he kept shooting. I'm like, man, pass the ball.
He just kept
hold
shooting.
on.
Look,
One thing I don't know about playing 2K shooters gonna shoot, baby.
I mean, that was brutal. I mean, up 16 at half. I'm sitting on the money line ticket, and they blew the biggest lead in the history of college basketball in the final game.
I took UNC with the points.
Dang.
I was like, I'm not messing with it. I took UNC. They did cover. I forgot whatever. But
They did cover the 4.
Yeah, but if you took UNC money line, bro, you was just looking sweet at halftime. I'm like, man, there's no way in the world. And then the second, bro. Now I really want to know, man. There has to be some of this shit. Got to be rigged, dog. Something's going on. There's no way in the world at halftime. You come back the biggest lead in college basketball. Somebody had too much. Look, they look like, hey, look, somebody got way too much money on Kansas. Kansas can't lose, okay?
Kansas was plus 360 money line in game at halftime, and they won.
It's just incredible to me, man.
And of course, they win by 3, so they don't cover the -4.
And you could tell my man was hurt. I mean, he was a shell of him. So what's the big dude?
Yeah, Baycott.
Yeah,
Did you see the floor buckle? Why he got hurt the second time? The stinking court collapsed and his foot twisted.
Oh, I gotta sue him. Oh, he gotta sue him, man.
I'm sorry. Everything they have,
the court,
every little penny.
Right. I mean, anytime the court, like that's crazy to me. You're supposed to have this stuff ready for the guys.
Man,
that happened.
My ankle.
3 or 4 players basically twisted ankles.
Oh yeah, nah. We all gonna twist their ankle. We gonna twist their fucking pockets. That's what we doing. This is what we doing. Jeez.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
and that crushed when he couldn't play. That crushed North Carolina. But shout out to Hubert Davis, man. What a job. They lost to Pitt at home. Pitt was one of the worst teams of the country and beat Carolina at home. And Carolina was in the championship game. That's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I mean, African American coach at UNC. I'm always shout out African American. First year. Okay, very first year. I mean, a lot of people were thinking they were gonna get bounced in the first round. North Carolina, second round. And they came up big throughout the whole, college basketball championships.
And then in history, North Carolina was the first school to have a black player, Charlie Scott under Dean Smith, and so that's their tradition.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's a good tradition. I mean, I don't know if Duke's gonna be doing that.
No, we know Duke.
You saw?
Come on, man. I don't know. I say
you saw Nolan Smith already left. He went to Louisville, so he was the assistant coach, and so his father was a superstar at Louisville, and so Louisville hired Kenny Payne, who was an assistant at with the Knicks, but was a former Louisville great who played with Nolan Smith's dad. They basically made him associate head coach, doubled his salary to leave Duke and go to Louisville. And so they had the press conference and said, welcome home, because he was there as a kid when his dad was the king of Louisville. And so even though he played at Duke, he saw John Shire become the head coach. He's like, I'm going to. And then the interesting part is he's the head recruiter for Duke. He's in conference at Louisville now. That's going to be interesting recruiting-wise. Hey, and Kenny Payne is an NBA guy. He coached at the Knicks. And so he could help lead them to the next level. And then he's got one of the best college recruiters, Nolan Smith, D.C. area guy, to be his number 2 person at Louisville.
We're going to see, man. Like I said, there's a lot, yet to be seen. And there's a lot of – I just really honestly got into college basketball because I was winning money on it. I was like, let me give it a shot, man. I mean, because usually after after football season's over, it's like NBA. I was like, okay, it's college basketball. Let me mess around.
Listen to this, though. Isn't it funny? NIL didn't kill the tournament. The tournament was still great. Final Four was still great. Yeah, the guys are making a little bit of money, but it didn't change nothing. It was still fun and awesome, and nothing was different from my perspective.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the old folks were saying, NIL is going to destroy the tournament. It's going to destroy.
I'm still waiting on my man to just quit. Remember my man? I'm gonna keep bringing up Dabo Sweeney.
Yeah,
Bro, when are you gonna quit? When are you going to quit? Because you said when the guys get paid, you were gonna quit. You're still taking that check. You're still getting that $1 million check, brother. When you gonna quit? Please just go away, like you said you were.
It's so hard when you got the check. It's like you say you want to leave, but when the check's finished, you're like shit.
Just be talking, man.
Yeah,
just be talking. I hate people like that, man. Honestly. Like it's crazy to me. But I want to talk about.
And then on the other end, you have Saban saying, if you're, my quarterback is making has a 7-figure NIL deal. So if you want to make that kind of money, come to Alabama.
He's turning. I mean, he's like I said, he's adapting. The good guys adapt. I mean, and then you get the Dabo.
He said that at a high school coaches conference, giving a speech. He's like, just to mention it, I have a quarterback who hasn't started a game yet and has a 7-figure NIL deal. That's the power of Alabama.
Before he even made the NFL.
We making money over here. That's what we need to talk about.
Yeah,
get that moolah.
The landscape of college athletics is going to be changing forever, man. Between that and there's a lot of, like I said, just a lot. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made. Some of these guys are still getting paid under the table. Some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going to happen. You know what I mean?
It's across the board, big schools, small schools. I mean, I was listening to a Memphis Grizzlies basketball game on the radio, and there's a receiver from the University of Memphis doing a commercial for chicken franchise, talking about the best chicken wings in the world. I'm number 3 from your University of Memphis Tigers, and let me tell you, you need to go and ask for whatever his name's special at that chicken
wings.
Chain. Yeah,
you make me hungry now. I'll punish the chicken wings.
And you think about it, this college sophomore receiver who's locally has to be a star for Memphis, is doing commercials during the Memphis Grizzly pro basketball game. And I'm like, who the heck is that number 3, the receiver from University of Memphis, doing this commercial? And I'm like, that's the beauty of NIL. Because now with the league pass, everybody can see his commercial all over the country, and everybody's like, who's that receiver for Memphis? Yeah.
Jim, what you talking about, bro?
Get money. That's all I hear. Chicken wings and money.
It's a good combination. I said when you talk about them chicken wings, kind of made me hungry. But I mean, man, I want to talk about this boxing match coming up. Earl Spence has a fight. Is it this week or next week?
April 16th.
April 16th. I mean, I just saw something on, and I don't know how true it is. Chance Crawford signed supposedly trying some 2-fight deal. He's supposed to fight Danny Garcia. Then he's supposed to fight Earl Spence. I don't know how true.
Danny Garcia is a good fight, though.
Bro, I mean, Danny Garcia is old. Nobody want to see that, man.
He sells tickets because he's a name.
I'm gonna say Danny
he's a name, so he'll be dominated. But because he's a name, he'll sell tickets.
Who else is in that weight class? What is that? Welterweight? Is that welter? Yeah. It's like 154 or 140 something.
Look, man.
No, 140. I think it's 140.
I mean, it got to be some better confidence than that, man. Because Danny Garcia is old as hell. He's slow as hell. Didn't he fight Earl Spence or something already?
Yeah,
he did.
And he got punished. He's gonna be older. He's gonna be slower. Like, nobody wants to see that, man.
No, but he's somebody who can get beat, who will sell tickets because he has a name.
Yep. I just say boxing, man. I mean, I just hate it, dog.
Hey, speaking of that, there's a UFC ticket coming up, and I'm gonna put it to you like this: somebody going to sleep.
Who's that?
So,
who's on?
So tonight, we have Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling.
Oh yeah. Peter Yan
knowing to whoop your ass.
His revenge. Because remember, last time they fought, he got disqualified because he kneed him in the head when the guy.
They already fought.
Yeah. So Peter Yan was whooping that ass, wrong.
Destroying.
What happened was he had him like in the position where he had his head, and he asked his corner like, "Can I throw this knee?" And they was like, yeah, fuck it, go ahead and throw the knee. He threw the knee, disqualified. He
What?
was
Just
beat
like
Alger,
that?
just
And the
like
dude,
that.
dude took the belt. He was knocked out and won the belt. He's the champion.
Yeah. You know, he was knee. You know, he got knee. He was just like, I can't
Oh,
feel
yeah.
it. Oh, it
Didn't
was
get
like,
up. Was faking his
Yeah.
injury. Oh, I'm done. Disqualify his ass.
I'm
Give
about
me
to
the
say,
belt.
I'm
Give
put
me
it
the
like
belt.
this. It don't take much to get a knee, to be honest with you. But
Nah, he milked that shit for like
oh,
5 minutes. He was on the ground.
I agree that he milked that shit because if it's me and I take a knee, that and it's also like I don't know, like he
What
definitely
is it?
was going
Illegal
around.
knee? It was illegal.
Illegal knee, yeah,
It was illegal,
knee.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
illegal knee. So
But Aljamain Jamaican too. He looking at all that money he was getting with that belt. He was like, man, I'm gonna just stay down there. Oh, my head.
yeah,
My head. I can't
So-
continue.
I was say, so he got up. He was sad about it when they put his hands down. He threw the belt down. They're like, oh, he don't want the belt. Later on, you can see he was kind of sad. His family was like, man, you got the belt, man. Be happy. And he's like, they like to make you say it. So when his family hyped him up, he just ran with it. I'm the champ. I got
Hold
the
it up.
belt.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell
oh.
yeah. Oh my God. Hell no.
Don't forget that you were getting your ass whooped.
They were supposed to
Gonna
fight
beat that ass.
before, and then he claimed the injury, so they had to cancel the fight.
Who?
So
No,
they canceled the fight.
yeah. Recently?
Aljamain was. Yeah, it was supposed to be like 6 months ago. He's
Now-
like, I can't fight. I'm hurt. We got to.
He trying to hold on to that belt longer.
Damn right. So that's one of the fights. There's another fight that's on there as well.
This is the last few days of him having that belt.
Yeah,
It's gonna be gone.
His days is counting. And Aljamain did kind of well. High volume. He a wrestling guy. We throw out a lot of high volume and stuff. Peter Yan,
No, he was getting.
Let me
his
ask you this.
striker.
I want to ask y'all this because, like I said, I mean, y'all the gurus on this. Everybody knows I'll tune in for a good fight. I'm gonna start getting more into UFC and MMA because boxing
the
is
whole card
losing me,
though.
dog.
This week's card
But
is wide range fights though. Yeah.
Can I
It's
put
stacked.
that dough on him? Can I put that dough
Oh, Peter Yan is going
on
to
Peter
win.
Yan
Oh yeah.
and be
Now-
just comfortable?
Now I'm gonna give you some insight on something. There's another fight that's coming up.
Okay,
Gilbert Burns. Is
That's the
fighting,
one. Burns and Makachev.
it's on the same card.
Same card.
Yeah.
Now,
I heard of Brian Burns.
Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns.
No,
yeah.
that
Gilbert Burns.
is Islam Makachev finishes people in 30 seconds.
Yeah, he was talking about screaming at people,
Damn.
talking about I kill. He fought like back to back. He smoked the person. Then it was like, oh, you want to go another weight cast next week? Smoked that person too. So next week. But the reason why I say it's a dangerous play. But at the end of the day, he hasn't fought anyone that was super great. They literally just because he went wiping out the smaller competition. I would say around the 12 rank.
When he says
rank.
wiping out in 1 minute.
He's lighting them up. It's
This shit
quickly
is
a
done
jump.
quick.
But they're now putting them against the 3rd rank.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
right now, and they're so high on him that the 3rd rank.
You don't think they don't think he's ready for that? You don't think he's
well,
ready for that?
to me, to be honest with you, he's a beast. I wouldn't want to fight his ass. But but I will say this. I think people are sleeping on Gilbert Burns. He's 3rd for a reason. He's master class and he's a plus. While I can't guarantee who will win, that's an easy plus though. You're really betting with a person that's ranked 3rd versus a person that just got almost in that top 10.
Man, Gilbert
That's a
Burns is
decent play.
plus 425.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna do.
They're saying
Plus
they're-
425.
And he's a 3rd rank.
Is this guy, bro? Is this guy that good though?
No,
He's dominant.
Here's the way
He's
I would
dominant.
approach it. Just bet the.
Is
over.
Burns old? Let me ask you. Is he old?
No, Burns
Nah,
is
he's
good.
not old.
He only
Yeah.
lost to Usman.
Only person he
Usman,
lost to. Wiped out everyone else.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Well, Usman will beat your ass, submit you.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting. Somebody possibly probably gonna get knocked out there, or it's gonna be a fun fight, domination. Either way, it's gonna be a fun fight.
I'm betting the over. I'm not touching the sides, but I think
agree with
Burns
you.
can hang for 2 rounds.
100%. Burns is a ground specialist at the very least. So I mean, I think Burns can survive at least the 2 rounds. I may take that on you, and another one.
Take that over.
Korean Zombie. Right,
I don't know.
Korean Zombie.
His last 2 fights, he got dominated.
Yeah, he doesn't dominate, but he's a striker. And I ain't gonna lie to you. He probably gonna get knocked out. So if you want to see a good
You know all about it.
Yeah,
baby.
I'm about to say,
You already know how I feel about it. I tune in.
He is a live by the sword, die by the sword guy. so yeah, somebody getting either their ass whooped or they're getting knocked out. So
Okay. What is the fight card?
This is the 9th. So
Okay.
all the viewers that's listening to this, this weekend.
Okay, Fire Stick.
Yeah, of course, Fire Stick. You already know what time it is.
Korean Zombie. He's plus 500 money line.
Plus 500.
Yeah.
Who's the guys he's fighting? I mean, is he?
Well, no, he's a dog. Volkanovski is a dog. He beat my man Max Holloway, the one that was.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that because you be talking about that nigga. I know that name. Some names I just know. I don't even know. I know Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. Okay. Yeah, he beat Max Holloway. Granted, I think the second fight was controversial. They just gave it to him because he was a champ, which is a bullshit. But needless to say, the fact that you be able to survive or keep up with Max Holloway says a lot.
Yeah, because nobody was expecting that, huh?
Hell nah. Max Holloway went to one of the best spots in the UFC and ducked him and talked to the commentator and said, he can't fuck with me. And didn't even look at him. He's like, man, Max is an animal, dog. That's my guy. Win or lose.
Yeah, that's it, bro. But man, like I said, I mean, we're gonna get into the fight game more because I'm telling you, I'm getting sick of boxing, man. I'm getting sick of them motherfuckers running away from each other and shit like that.
Canelo said the best.
Yeah. What'd he say?
He said, I'm everybody like, oh, you're not gonna fight Jamel Charles, you're not gonna fight these people. He said, no, I'm not, because they need to fight each other.
Right.
Before they fight me. I said, well,
everybody keep waiting, bro. Everybody keep waiting for fucking Canelo. Canelo be like, hey, you want payday?
Yeah, they want the payday.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Y'all want to pay because y'all want to fight me? Nah, how about y'all fight each other?
Right.
Before y'all even come to me. You right. You can't be just jumping up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm sick of this. Because the thing is, these guys know if they lose, they're going to get knocked down in rank. And then it's like, oh, I'm never going to make my money.
No payday.
No payday. But I mean, like I said, the world they need to change boxing, man, because these guys stick around for years and they don't fight anybody. We found out kind of, Anthony Joshua was a fraud. We saw that firsthand. Everybody was sitting there looking like this motherfucker gonna knock people the fuck out. Man, this motherfucker come. We saw it live and in person, yo. Got knocked the fuck out.
Tank and Floyd are having issues now because Tank is trying to fight good fighters and Floyd is like, wait, make more money.
See, boxing, man, boxing. I mean,
you right about that. In the UFC, it ain't none of that.
Yeah, and that's one thing I respect, man.
With Tank's skill, the world should know Tank.
Yeah.
He should be a household name all over the world.
100%.
Because even if he one real fighter, even if he loses,
he gonna go out strong. So it's like
Tank's supposed to be fighting. It's somebody that's like, I forgot who's supposed to be fighting. He's fighting somebody. I saw it, but he's not. I mean, we know Tank's gonna beat the dude. I forgot whoever it was. I mean, and the thing is, he hasn't had a great show. He had a knockout against Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz was punishing him. I don't even know if Tank
giving it to him.
He won one round, dog. Yeah, in that fight, I don't know if Tank won one round other than the round he knocked his ass out. Because Leo Santa Cruz was punishing him. He looked slow. He was getting smashed. And then Tank just caught him with a nice shot. I mean, the way boxing works, you get caught with a shot, you go down. But his skill, he showed that if Leo Santa Cruz could have stayed on his feet the whole fight, he would have beat him because he didn't win one round.
He would have. Santa Cruz was
Tank was so much bigger, though. I mean, the size advantage was not really fair because he was so much bigger than Leo.
I don't give a fuck. Leo was giving it to him.
Yeah, Leo was smashing the whole fight. But I love Tank, though. I love Tank.
I like Tank, too.
I just want to see him against better comp, like you said. I mean, I don't like the flat that.
Because.
What?
No, I was going to say Canelo became Canelo after fighting Floyd and losing.
Yeah.
You lose, and a loss can help you.
Some of these guys are not confident in their skills, man. Some of these guys are just not confident. It's like they take an L, and then it's like they lose their comp. The fight game is different. I mean, I get it. If taking an L can definitely mess with your confidence because it makes you feel a certain way. Like, what if you get hit a certain way? Your breathing is out of control and stuff like that. I mean, I get it. Boxing, you don't play boxing. It's not a game. Like this is fight. This is the fight game, man. I mean, I get it, but I mean, these guys got to do better with putting the better cards and more entertaining fights.
And
But I mean,
taking
moving
a
on,
chance. So what if you have one loss?
yeah,
Most great fighters have a loss.
yeah, but they're not taking those chances. I wanted to ask you guys on the NBA side before we close up with the bets. What in the hell is going on with the Nets? I bet on them to win to beat the Knicks tonight. They sitting there losing. I know it's on the road,
Yeah.
but what in the hell is going
Nah.
on in Brooklyn?
Nah, they
Yeah,
don't play no defense, dog. That's what it comes down to.
Bro, they need to fire the hell out of Steve Nash, man. That guy can't coach shit. Like, I watched the games. The guy makes no adjustments. The guys don't even run. Like you said, the defense is horrible. Like the other night against the Bucks, they were in a very winnable game. He made no adjustments. The Bucks came down. Giannis killed him. He just keeps killing KD. Every time I see the Bucks play the Nets, I used to think KD was like, you know, like that dude, but he's still nice. But
No,
Giannis just
KD can
keeps
score on
killing.
anybody. KD gonna get his points.
Yeah, he gonna get his points, but I mean, only had like 25. Giannis had like close to 50.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
it's crazy. Every
But-
time.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the Bucks, because I was watching this thing this afternoon. They were talking about how the Bucks are built by a GM, and so they are a team that's built to win,
Okay.
not by the Lakers, where LeBron picking all these mismatched pieces, not making a team. The Bucks, Holiday. If you look at Middleton, if you look at all the role guys like a Bobby Portis, they are built, and then Giannis is the guy who controls it all.
Right, and they know their roles. They know their roles. They're not the Lakers where I'm Carmelo Anthony. I'm a Hall of Famer, but I used to be a star player, but I don't know how to cut to the basket. All I know how to do is do ISO. Russell Westbrook, all I know how to do is go to the basket. I can't shoot for shit.
Or AD always being hurt.
Yeah, AD, I'm Mr. Glass. I get hurt every fucking night.
Not Mr. Glass.
Yeah, I mean, he gets hurt every fucking night. I mean, that's just what it is. But I mean, now on the Lakers side, I do want to talk about LeBron, man. Because Bron, brother, like I said, I always give you respect. Well, I give you respect. I understand you're great, but another situation. I'm bringing it up. My man just gave up. Didn't even want to play the last few games of the regular season. Just sat out. Decided to sit out. I mean, it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me how he just doesn't care about some of these things. Like I said, everybody knows LeBron's great. He's a great player. He's all this. He's all that. But some of that competitive nature has to come out, man. I know you, like you said, I know he likes to compete, and he's a great, incredible athlete. But like I said, just another situation. Like, how do you guys feel about that, man? Like this, I mean, his first time pretty much missing the playoffs. He's not even on in a uniform.
Yeah, that was. I mean, he was looking at his team. What are they going to say if they made the play-in and lost? I mean, look at the Clippers in the same arena without Paul George, without Kawhi Leonard all year. They're in the playoffs. Look at Denver without Michael Porter Jr., without Jamal Murray all year. They're in solidly in the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, if you look at all these other teams, Lakers got no excuses. I mean, just horrible roster composition. Playoffs are going to be fun, though. I'm pumped. I mean, and you know, just to segue from a betting perspective, fade the Bulls.
I already knew we were talking about that shit earlier. They cannot. They gotta go home because Lonzo Ball is out for the rest of the playoffs.
They haven't beat a winning team since December 1st.
Yeah, I can't wait.
A team with a winning record.
I'm getting this money now. Just know for a fact.
Celtics smash it. Cashing this thing for me right now.
I wonder who's their matchup. Is their Bulls are like 4th or 5th seed, aren't they?
No, so right now they're 6. So 6 plays 3. They play Milwaukee.
They go bye.
Going home.
Yeah, because I mean, what you gonna do with Giannis? You know what I mean? The Bucks play defense. They play hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
so right now the play-in tournament will be Cleveland and Charlotte and Brooklyn, Atlanta. And then the winners. So basically the 8 Brooklyn plays Miami in the first round.
Damn.
I mean, Miami, if they don't get it together, they might. But shoot, I mean, the Nets are playing so fucking horrible, they might lose.
Now here's the interesting caveat. So to go to Canada, you have to be vaccinated.
Yeah,
Boston,
yeah.
So Boston is the 2, and Philly is the 4. Right now, Toronto is 5. Philly, the rumor is Maxey is not vaccinated because he hasn't played any game in Toronto. Boston, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and who else? 3 of them missed the game in Toronto for undisclosed reasons. Didn't make the trip to Toronto, so they can't go to Canada. So if they're going to play Boston in the first round, they got to leave Tatum and Brown at home.
But they're gonna have to do some. NBA wouldn't allow that. I don't think NBA. They would do something.
It's the government. It's the Canadian government law. Anybody who's not vaccinated is not allowed in the country.
They might have to move them to Florida like they were before because they're not gonna allow.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that because Toronto. It's money. Yeah, that's why. That's why teams are this week. Watch teams lose on purpose to avoid Toronto because if Brooklyn plays Toronto, Kyrie can't go.
This is gonna be crazy, man. This is gonna be crazy.
And every team had to. So I saw a report. So Milwaukee is fully vaccinated. Miami is fully vaccinated. When they asked Boston, Boston said no comment. They asked Philly said no comment. And everybody knows about Kyrie. So everybody's looking at that first round matchup. Who is going to be matched up with Toronto?
Nobody want to play Toronto, and Toronto plays hard. They play
unless it's Milwaukee. Milwaukee's whole team is vaccinated, so they can go to
Milwaukee. I mean, Milwaukee, they just a great squad. Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns, man. Before we close, Phoenix is, they just somehow keep going under the radar. I mean, somehow the number 1 team in the whole NBA by far. Yeah, they keep cashing. They just keep killing people. And. I don't know, man. Phoenix just is so balanced on the Western Conference side. Is there anybody that can give them some go? Is there anybody to be able to stop them? Think the Grizz are for real?
So right now the play-in tournament. So 7 is Minnesota, 8 is the Clippers. I think the Clippers, because they had a battle with the Clippers last year. Clippers could be a sneaky team that they play, especially.
But why? But they just got Paul George back.
Paul George, and rumor is Kawhi will be back for the playoffs.
Man, Kawhi ain't coming back. I don't think so. You think so?
Because he was practicing on, when was it? Yesterday, and he asked the media to turn off their cameras so nobody could watch him practice.
Man,
but he's coming from, what is that? Torn ACL. I mean, that's a big injury.
Shoot, that's Kawhi Leonard. He's the NBA 75. He's one of the greatest 75 NBA players ever. If Kawhi Leonard's out there.
Sleeper in the West is Minnesota or Memphis and Dallas. Yeah. I think Dallas could be a sleeper.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Darryl Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Those guys down there in Dallas, to be honest, with trading Kristaps, I was like, man, Dallas probably just going to be trash. They playing really good team ball.
Dinwiddie, though, is an animal, son. He just can't be a primary ball handler.
Right.
And that's fine. Look, all I'm saying is look what happened, Wiz.
I can't wait for that.
Oh,
Wiz just beat him by 30.
Regardless, Wiz, he's balling way better. That's a way better.
They literally, the Wizards finally got smart the last week of the season. They stopped playing Neto, and then they start balling out. They're on a back-to-back in Atlanta, and they're hanging in there.
I think it's a better. I like the fit with the Mavs, though. The way that Dinwiddie with him and Luka, you could see it. The chemistry with the Wiz, it was like a room. Wasn't it? The players, they were like, "Yo, you're not even no leader."
Because he was shooting too much and taking shots away from Bradley Beal. That was the issue.
But he's still.
But Porzingis is a much better fit with the Wizards too. Because he's a 3-point shooter. They can space out the floor.
I agree with that. I agree with that for a certain step.
Wizards just beat Minnesota by 30.
So let me ask
Minnesota.
You
I'm shocked. I couldn't believe it.
But that's Minnesota, though. Minnesota would drop games in a heartbeat. Them motherfuckers lost me so much money. They should have fucking won.
You see a man?
You motherfucker. telling you.
It owe me so much money.
Them niggas was supposed to come back. I had a live bet to save my black ass. And it ain't funny. I mean, my thing is, I don't like, and I'm feeling different about the T-Wolves. I like the T-Wolves, but
I like them too.
but
No, but I mean the last, let's say the last 3 weeks of the season has me encouraged for next year with the Wizards, because they are finally, when Beal comes back, they got a decent team, and then they got a lottery pick, so they're gonna get they need a point guard.
so you think of Ty Washington?
That's that. But Beal said he wants a veteran point guard. I mean, when they were interviewing him, he said, "I need a 6'5" bigger point guard." So basically saying Neto is trash and is too short.
Oh yeah, he's
I need a bigger point
Neto
guard.
off the bench is cool though. I like.
He's not even playing off the bench. Ish Smith.
Damn, well, Ish Smith been balling too. I'm a fan of Ish Smith.
Yeah, we know.
Neto, look, ever since Neto been picking up, because when they went to Boston and lost by 40, and Neto had 7, 8, 9 turnovers, that was the end of the season for Neto.
That was a chopping block.
That's
against Marcus Smart. That man is going crazy.
They lost by 42. He had 9 turnovers and they lost by 42 points.
42.
I mean, the line was minus 13. I was sitting there nervous. I literally, when I bet the shit, I bought it down to 12.5. And the damn Celtics. I'm sitting there stressing that 13 is too much. Let me buy a half point and take Celtics minus 12.5. They won by 42. 42.
That's ridiculous. But I mean, NBA, like I said, NBA playoffs is right around the corner, man. So much to get to, so much to talk to.
Yeah.
We're gonna get ready to close.
Money. Playoff time. Fade right now. I'll give advice to everybody. Watch fading. Well, my strategy is going to be fade Chicago in the East, fade Utah in the West. Chicago in the East, Utah in the West. Those are the two teams I'm looking to fade.
Yeah. Utah.
I'm gonna say, Utah.
Look,
Utah
Donovan Mitchell wants out.
Utah home was solid.
Come to Detroit, Donovan.
Well, yeah, they did.
Yeah, right. He said, "Come to the." Donovan Mitchell ain't coming to no goddamn Detroit, bro.
Come to Detroit.
I mean, Utah is the king of blowing 20 and 30-point leads. I mean,
NBA is crazy. NBA is crazy with that, man. I need football to come back, because I'm telling you, I don't like bet. I bet a little small money NBA because these guys, everybody know how I feel about NBA. But
you got to pick your spots. Chicago against any team with a winning record, fade them. Last night they lost by 30 to Milwaukee. Tonight they're going to lose by 30 to Boston. I mean, if you see Chicago against a team with a winning record, don't even think about it.
I know one thing, man. I learned my lesson last season. I can't wait till WNBA start in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, bro, it's a lot of money, man. What?
Because
some of the girls are really good. Some of the girls, I'm all for, but some of them are not so good.
No,
I'm telling you, we might go out there in the 3-team, and I ain't
gonna. Did you see the women's basketball championship? So they had not a bet cast, but they had a special cast, like they have the Mannings with Diana Taurasi and the other girl.
Relax.
So Diana Taurasi was on there. The UConn is playing South Carolina, and she's doing the broadcast for ESPN. So they go to her pregame, and she was like, "Well, my heart is with my beloved UConn Huskies, but my wallet is all South Carolina tonight."
Oh man!
As soon as she said that, look, I grabbed my phone. South Carolina, let me bet that shit right there. And they won by like 20. It was an easy win.
Yeah, it was easy.
I was so sad about that. Thank you, Diana Taurasi. That was it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, now women's college and women's NBA basketball. If you can get your hands on that, I'm telling you, because some of the girls can play, some of the girls can't.
Yeah, all you had to do during the tournament was ride South Carolina. You see that no matter what it was, minus 13, minus 50, they beat the HBCU team they played in the first round by like 80 points. It was like, they were literally
somebody by 80 points.
They were literally up 58-4.
Right.
I'm sitting there like, I think it was Howard. It was Howard. They were just embarrassing him. I'm like, come on, man, dog. You got to keep running up this
example.
Score.
Women's college and women's WNBA basketball, there's always going to be a score that you'll never, ever see in life. I'm telling you, you don't got to worry about it.
The line scares you because you look at minus 36. Can they really beat this team by
So,
36?
this is like a college football score.
Man, it was
spread.
It was 58-4. I was like, oh my gosh, this is
man. All right, let's close up with the best, man. I don't want to talk about the ladies like that. But ladies, get your act together, though. I will be profiting off of that.
Or don't, and I still would profit.
Yeah, I still profit. But I mean, from my perspective, man, with the NBA stuff, I mean, like I said, I'm really looking forward to fading the Bulls with Lonzo Ball being out, and then the Bulls their horrible record against real comp, beating up on bottom feeders. And just Zach LaVine being banged up and them just not having the chemistry that they need, kind of falling off the map. So I like the Bulls fading them, and then I like Boston, man. I don't know who Boston's gonna play, but they're definitely getting out the first round. I'm betting
they're beating their ass.
Huh?
They're beating anybody's ass.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta see who they play.
They play defense because they play defense.
Yeah, they got defense and their offense with Jaylen Brown and
Ume. Imagine how bad they were in November and the turnaround of that team from November to now.
Yeah, because they were saying Tatum and Brown couldn't coexist and all of this, and they was getting all trade talks and stuff like that. But best believe when the playoff time comes around, he's doing what's the Brad Stevens left and Udoka took over, right?
Yeah, and he left Brooklyn. But he was with Popovich for like 20 years.
He's teaching them defense.
Yeah, he played with San Antonio, that became a coach there forever. Won championships. Kind of tell
because he's playing that style.
Yeah.
Oh man, no Detroit basketball, big guy.
Beat our ass, but it's Cade Cunningham. That's what we're talking about. Cartier and Cade. I'm still rocking with that. My boy had 25 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals. We out here.
So, betting advice for the last week of the season: be very careful, because teams are known to, like Detroit did this week. They were up at halftime, and then they benched all 5 starters in the second half to make sure they lose. I mean, be very careful because teams trying to position themselves for the draft, teams trying to rest for the playoffs, and teams trying to position themselves for a favorable matchup in the playoffs. So when you look at the Eastern Conference, look at who is matched up against Toronto. Teams who have unvaccinated players are going to lose on purpose to avoid going to Toronto. So fade them. If you see that, just pay attention to those little details. Night-to-night matchups, but be very careful. But once playoff time comes, man, that's when my palms already getting itchy. I'm ready for that playoff time.
I'm telling you, save that money. Yeah, and the thing is, like I said, the thing is, I've been hitting my bets pretty solid now. So I know for sure before I close out, and I know Jay probably want to chime in too before his bets. I just can't wait till Boston, see who that match. I'm betting a lot of money on Boston first round to win the series. A lot of money. They just look too clean. They look just too sharp. Just Boston in the series, and then I will see what the other matchups are like. But I like the fact that you can bet on the whole entire series, not specific games. And stuff like that. But that's kind of like my play. Like last year, I bet on some of these teams to win the series, but I'm looking forward to Boston. But Jay, what you got, brother?
OKC has been the best bet with plus during these weeks, and also fuck the Bulls. I'm not gonna say fuck the Bulls. Actually, fuck the Bulls. I'm a Detroit Pistons fan.
Oh, man.
But let me tell you, Zach LaVine been 23, 22 points over. I've been profiting like fuck off that. I can't believe they're faking on his score, and I may have been like 7-1 or 8-1 and him going over. So I've made a decent amount of money just
what has his over under been? Like 18?
Nah, it's been like 22 or 23. But Zach, let me give you a snapshot with Zach. Like Zach LaVine has been killing them. Like he's been injured now, but like
I want some chicken wings now, though. I'm sorry. Zeke. Why did you say that? I don't want to be some Chinese food now.
Well, check this out. 7 points, 33, 21, 14, 27, 25, 39, 21, 26, 33, 27, 25, 24, 30, 22. He's been 21 between the 23 margin. I've been killing them niggas. Zach LaVine over. Killing them niggas.
Let me ask you this. How have you not told your boy, hey, Rome, Zach LaVine tonight, push play? Yeah, man, see how it is, fam? Man, come on the show.
I'll
give
give
you
you
all the news.
I'll
He
give
in
you
Z-Chat all the time. What you see? The man over here just profiting. Look at his background. Got that nice little TV in the back.
Oh, that ain't
You know
nice.
what
That's
I mean?
old as hell. That's
Yeah, right.
2013.
Yeah, right. Oh man, hey, we all get
30
money
seconds.
over here.
30 seconds to share with we're all family here. Come on,
Right,
man.
you're
30
right,
seconds.
you're right.
He's all the time.
You're right.
He over his little nest. I'm telling you, my man. I'm telling you, Jay. I know Jay, man. You.
I just be quiet in the cut.
Yeah.
You in the cut. No, but if you ask me for sure, I mean, y'all guys are the real killers. So, that'd be that. I get lucky.
Man.
I get lucky. But these player props have recently, I've been, easy money. For guys that know the team is going to win and you don't want it, or you want to add something to it, just like, for example, I'm going to have to throw my team under the bus, but I could have profited. Luka would have bet money with Luka with the plus, minus, and rebounds, of course, and then bet them to win. That's easy cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a good enhancement.
I will say this. I mean, with this sports betting, I'm telling you guys, you got no reason, man. You got no money no more, man. You got no fucking reason. I'm telling you. Like, I mean, it's crazy, man. People are winning crazy amounts of money on sports betting. I go to the local casino. I don't even go that often. When I go, I see the same people. I'm like, bro, I came here like a week ago. You're still here at the same time. How often do you come here? Do you go home? Do you shower? This is some people's jobs.
And
this is some people's real jobs.
We hit a parlay. So I was in line. I was so mad trying to get my little Celtics bet in. The guy in front of me must have cashed about 40 grand. They kept running money in the stinking machine. I'm like, how much is this dude win? I'm waiting to place my bet. They just kept running it through. I was like, wow.
The sports bets are getting ridiculous. I'm telling you, there's going to be more stories to come. Remember, I told you guys, my man took out a loan for sports betting and struck it big. I mean, it's crazy. I hear all types of shit each and every day, man. So I'm telling you, you guys got to do your research. I mean, your money's in your hands now, man. It's up to you to do the research and follow the trends, and you find out common knowledge about sports betting, because we all doing pretty well in life. We all have a lot, I'm not saying materialistic things, but we live a pretty nice life. I'm not saying we're all rich or anything like that, but we ain't worrying about when the next paycheck gonna come. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. I mean, that kind of closes out the show. Like I said, shout out to Michael Badejo. I said, good luck to you, young brother, man.
Yeah, the draft coming up quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be there just like that.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, for the teams out there, for the scouts listening to the show for the past hour or so, you probably don't want to hear this part. But yeah, like I said, Michael Badejo, Texas Southern defensive end, #1. Check him out, man. He'll be a great addition to your squad to play anywhere along the defensive front. His favorite player is Aaron Donald, and he compares himself, his closest comparison is Khalil Mack. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, man.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of ball in that guy. But take it easy, everybody, and we'll see you next show.